Hello viewers, welcome back to another cartoon conspiracy. Yeah, I know, 2 in 1 day. Isn't that great? Now, in celebration of Steven Universe's 100th episode, which I just watched an hour ago, and my mind is blown. Bismuth, you scare and fascinate me at the same time. But anyway, this actually refers back to the second week of the fourth Steven Bomb, almost a third. Most notably the episode Restaurant Wars, where we talked more about two of my least favorite characters and yet the most intriguing, Kofi and Fryman. Well, not really just them, but pretty much all of Beach City. Maybe even for the world standards, they're actually very closed off, and that's the only way how the two are able to get away with their, restaurant war. Now, evidently they do have some real world countries in the world of Steven Universe, since it is said that Kofi and his mother immigrated from Ghana. And one of the things I was concerned about is that he just, for some reason, was watching Steven leave the farm and stand as if there aren't a lot of customers in Beach City to come and get pizzas. And another thing is, apparently, long ago, they had this war before and they only stopped to take down another third-party corporation. Here's the thing. What they essentially did was illegal collusion. You cannot force someone out of business just because they have something similar to you. You do your best and you compete, and that's how you be a good businessman. And for one thing, for their restaurant war, you can't just be mad that someone else has sold a similar product to you. That's not how business works. You can't make a pact on that. They have a legal right to sell whatever they want. Especially when Fryman and Kofi, they completely forgot why they're being businessmen. Kofi makes pizzas, Fryman makes fries. You don't deep fry a pizza. No matter what millennial or how-to video tells you, you're not supposed to deep fry a pizza. And Kofi, you don't put french fries on a pizza. Especially not with double fried. All that grease is going to kill somebody. And we already have a place in the world called the Heart Attack Grill that actually does kill people. Another thing I thought was interesting is that Kofi immediately saw that if anything, they didn't even investigate like the cause of the war, like with Petey. If they had just informed Petey of what was happening and that he shouldn't have made those mozzarella sticks, which obviously they didn't, this thing would have blown over a lot faster. He didn't have to blame Fryman, because Fryman just jumped on the bandwagon with Kofi being mad at him. They didn't talk things out. They didn't have a parlay to see if we can get past this problem, even why Fryman had mozzarella sticks in the first place. Just why mozzarella sticks? And even then, they do not count as a pizza. For one thing, the breading on the mozzarella sticks does not count as the breading of a pizza. Two different consistencies, much too flaky. The marinara sauce does not normally come on a pizza. You get tomato sauce, unless it's a specialized pizza that Kofi makes. And once again, if Kofi doesn't even sell mozzarella sticks, then there's even less of a reason for this war to be even happening. Now, Fryman's evidently doesn't do deliveries, and the wheelie shoes Ronaldo had that his father was forcing him to do deliveries in, evidently he thought he was Kiki, which is actually a very interesting parallel. But I remember those from when they first came out in my elementary school, and they were actually not very good for travel. They're more for like tricks and to look popular. And to be honest, they were also very flimsy, like when Ronaldo was trying to get his girlfriend to stop and he tripped over his wheelie shoes. They could pop out at a moment's notice, so they might have been more of an occupational hazard. I think Ronaldo just bought it to either be ironic or because he just thought they made him look cool. And when the two come together at the end where Steven's trying to get them to stop fighting, once again they break another law where apparently they're trying to be all smug, saying their stuff isn't as good as ours. Well, fries and pizza are two of the most not really expensive, most common foods in the fast food industry. So they are very sheltered, because I'm pretty sure they're like 1 in a million in any other city that's not beach city. If this was like a regular beach, then they would be like a pinpoint on a corner, because you can't go even like 2 blocks in a certain district by the beach and you won't find a fry or pizza stand. How do I know this? Every year, my family would go to Myrtle Beach for Thanksgiving, or at least one class trip would be at the beach side, and they would have the exact same stands, either by different names, but they all sell the same products. So Beach City must be really sheltered, because these two do not understand how real business works. Unless that's why they came to Beach City, because they know they'll never be outshined. And in the rare instance that they would be, like with Steven and Amethyst actually being very supreme cooks, they decide, okay, let's not rely on customer loyalty or find a way to make things better. Instead, they ask Steven to shut down his restaurant. That is the coward's way to do business. And I know that the show treats it as, oh hey, we got them to stop. They actually broke a lot of laws, and now that I think about it, we've never seen any police in Steven Universe. So, even if someone called the FDA or something about what they were doing, I don't know, I think it's like the Better Business Bureau, they were completely out of line, especially being smug about how theirs was probably better, like not having ketchup. Maybe some people don't like ketchup. Or like pizza being on a bagel. Those have been out for like 20 years, dude. Get out of your bubble. Now, my real theory, and this is the thing, is that the entire episode was in reference to anime, specifically cooking duel anime shows. Let me explain. I'm a fan of cooking anime, and there's always the same thing. There are usually 2 restaurants, or a restaurant of the week. Sometimes they have a rivalry. Some of them brag about having the best dishes ever, and some of them go through sometimes illegal ways to get it out to customers, or be so caught up in the war that their food suffers or their business suffers. And usually the duo will have a cook-off to see whose is the best. And so one of them declaring defeat, and the other either vowing that they'll come back for revenge one day, or they just get over it and become friends again. The latter happened in this episode, especially with their reactions to the food that Steven served them. That's a big part of cooking anime also. There's always an over-exaggerated an over-exaggerated reaction to some food that they've been served. Like when he's freaking out about the cream cheese adding a whole nother texture to the bagel, or how the ketchup is inside the french fries, which I don't know how in the world they did that. That's essentially like a reaction to being served food from the heavens that you've never tasted before. That it's a new consistency and a new touch to the food industry. If you guys want to know, check out Yakitake Japan. They have bread competitions, and apparently the host will do a bunch of insane reactions to the foods that the main characters make. Like at one point, contorting their body inside out to show how the bread makes them feel. And that's just my opinion and my analysis of the episode. All in all, it was okay. It was actually very sad for Ronaldo. I cried for him. But on the other hand, it was a nice reference and a nice little details to my favorite anime genre. So what do you guys think? Leave me your comments in the description below. Leave me your ideas in the comments below. Bye.